The Retro Cartoon Rewatch with both Damien G and Hokage22, brought to you in part by Anchor.fm, your one-stop shop for all things podcast related, as well as Big Gold Belt Media, also your one-stop shop for all things entertainment. Typically, I take cartoons from the 70s to the 2000s, watch them back in real time, and then I let you know whether or not they suck. But we have kind of segued from that and gone on a what I like to call a goodbye tour of covering Dragon Ball Z Abridged by Team 4-Star. We're already, 2/3 of the way through season 2. So we've been making good time. So what are your thoughts so far on what we've seen from Team 4-Star, sir?
So far, loving every single second of it. Like I said, even though season 3 we quote fairly often, and it's probably the best season of the entire series, season 2 is my favorite outside of just episode 20 existing. But I just love seeing the slow progression of. Sorry if you hear him; he's up to his whining today.
Is Thor Thoring?
He's Thorin.
He's Thorin.
But I like seeing the slow progression of the audio quality, the writing, the jokes, even though some of them are really dated. But I like seeing the slow progression and then stepping further away from those types of like stereotypical jokes and dark humor. And we're about to see more of our characters be the characters themselves instead of just, oh, hey, here's the main character. He's stupid.
You know what? I agree with you on that. The fact that the progression, I think that's the operative word, is the progression from season 1 to 2. And we've brought this up before, where you can start to see the characters have finally found their sweet spot, right? The voice actors have found the range, the pitch, the tone, the way they want these characters portrayed, and even the writing outside of, like you said, the jokes. Like 12 years, this video we're gonna watch is 12 years old, so that tells you enough right there. So if you went back and watched our season 1 stuff that we covered, their season 1. Oof. We got Kami sounding like he smokes 3 packs a day. You got Master Roshi saying, the one line of Master Roshi's we like from season 1 is when he picks up the phone in his underwear, talking about the beaches are fine and the bitches are finer. Like, yes. I think and then Goku goes, for shizzle, Master Rizzle. I think that's probably like the best line of season 1. But season 2 is when they finally start to put things together. And season 3, when we get there, in my opinion, is when they hit all cylinders. Everything was working. There's not one, at least in my opinion, there's not one slowdown portion of it all. There's not one like, the fuck are we watching? Season 1, there was a few of those.
Yeah, season 1, there's definitely a few. Season 2, you could say that there might be a few. I can't exactly think of one for season 3.
We'll find it if we're watching.
Yeah, the only one that I can think of is a very much slice of life episode, but even then, it's written really well, and we'll get to that whenever we get to season 3.
We'll get to season 3. I just thought of something about season 3, the filler portions of season 3, which I think are part of the best parts of the Cell Saga, is the filler arcs. You know, the cars, Krillin throwing the rock, Gohan fighting Mercenary Tao, Goku fighting Mercenary Tao. Like I would have loved for them to at least take that filler portions of it and just be like, yes, I want to see Mercenary Tao in TFS's version of DBZA. But we left off at, let's see, episode 30, part 2. Because remember, kids, this is the time of YouTube when we didn't have long form video. You had a 10-minute limit, and that was it. If you ask me, I feel like we should go back to that, but because we have even less of an attention span. Think about it this way. In my estimation, if we went back to 10-minute intervals, maximum streams on YouTube for content, TikTok wouldn't need to exist. That's why YouTube Shorts is like, fuck, they took our idea. The minute you guys expanded from 10-minute limits to fucking hour and a half, 3 hours, 10 hours, because I listened to I didn't listen to it, but I found the Berserk Guts theme streaming for 10 hours under the thunderstorm. And when I tell you, I listened to that during my depressive states, not all 10 hours, mind you, but that shit just keeps going and going and going and going. Anyway, without further ado, episode 30, yes, 30, part 2, Team 4-Star Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Let's rock.
Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT are all owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, Fuji TV, and Akira Toriyama. Please support the official release.
Your dragon's on steroids.
Oh, right. I stopped my heart for a couple minutes there. Oh, God. Global warming.
Okay, wait. So that's good to hear that. I forgot that part where Guru actually says he stopped his heart for a minute there. He didn't die. He stopped his heart on purpose, air quotes. So
Yeah. Well,
that explains a little bit.
Yeah, but in canon, he does
Sure.
die, but yeah, he comes back to life by the Dragon Balls, which makes no sense because whenever Popo makes the wish, he brings back people that Frieza has killed. Why the fuck does he come back to life?
There's an out there because Frieza killed his children who he's asexual, so he spat out almost all of them, just like Piccolo, Demon King Piccolo spat out all those other minions. Every time they died, he felt pain. It's like the conjoined twin thing or the twin thing. Like if you hurt one twin, the other twin feels it. In this case, if you hurt Guru's children, he feels it tenfold, like all Namekians. That's the loophole. And that's what I was going to bring up to you now. I'm like, oh, because in canon, they say he dies from the pain of losing his children or the villagers or what have you. And you're thinking, what, the emotional toll? It's like, no. If you go back to OG Dragon Ball, if you kill one of the eggs spat out, it's still going to affect the person who spat it out. You killed their entire race. That should kill Guru.
Okay, I'm going to give you that, but there's one other thing that kind of irks me a little bit.
What up, Chris? Chris is in the chat right now.
Gotcha. But there's one thing that irks me just a little bit.
Right.
Whenever Frieza or Vegeta are killing the other Namekians, shouldn't other Namekians on the other side of the planet also be dead? Or some of the other ones that are dying in the village? Are he dead?
What if Guru was the one that created this village? What if he made everybody? Remember how we talked about, is Mori Dende's dad? But if he's the original Namekian, they're all his kids.
Fair enough. I'll give you that.
See, folks, this is what happens when we break stuff down to the granular level. And I've read some of your fucking messages, people, by the way, on my Instagram. Yeah, we might take it a little too seriously, okay?
But that's the fun part.
That's the point. All right. If you're just getting here, I've been doing this for 3 years, breaking down these cartoons to the granular fucking level. Welcome to the show.
No!
Oh, why is my neck so stiff?
Ha! Glory. For thousands of years, I lay dormant. I know that's not the.
Who has disturbed my? Oh, it's you.
It's you. What are we doing? Fighting androids? Neat. Neat.
So real quick, that scene where Vegeta pokes his hand out of the ground and comes back to life.
Right.
In the commentaries, Lenny said, I wanted to have another dark joke where whenever Vegeta comes back to life, you see his hand stick out and then he goes limp again because he dies from lack of oxygen.
Yeah, I heard that, which would have made sense. Again, we're breaking it down so little that it makes sense to us. But like, never mind. Continue. Let's just continue because I know me. Because then I'll keep going down this fucking rabbit hole.
When there's no more room in hell, Vegeta shall walk thee.
The fuck?
What the hell? What the hell?
He's in Hipple.
Oh, I have my clothes back, so at least that's a start. Am I alive? Oh,
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
The white mage is back.
I'm alive.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
alive. And I have an idea.
Okay, we'll get to it, obviously. But
Mhm.
my thing with that scene or that line is the fact that King Kai had this plan, right? Him, Kami, and Popo.
Mhm.
But the fact of the matter is that Dende had the same plan. Like, that's not an easy plan to come up with.
It's not an easy
I
plan to
don't
come
know.
up with. But at the same time, for TFS's version, like I said, we'll get to it. It's just Dende being Dende. But in
Right.
canon, like you said, it's Kami, Popo, and King Kai's plan. And even King Kai
Correct.
loops Dende into the plan because he knows you're the closest one and you've made the wishes so far.
Oh, for those who are Chris who has just won, he's actually never seen this version of the show actually. So what we're doing, Chris, is we're going through the parody of Dragon Ball Z from Team 4-Star, right? And we're already on season 2, episode 30, where we go through each episode. They're about 10 minutes long, and this is a parody of Dragon Ball Z. So think of it like when My Way Entertainment made "I'm the Juggernaut, Bitch." And we're critiquing that. Not so much watching Dragon Ball Z, but because me and Hokage, aka Shane, we quote this all the time, we figured let's just cover this. So that's what we're doing.
Well, now you're Super Saiyan Soup. I invite him in, dumbass.
Why is he so swole though? Like swole. This is the equivalent of Ascended Super Saiyan 1, right? With all the swole muscles and shit. So for me at least.
And
Then
basically,
he's got the fucking purple shoulder pads.
Yeah, and like I said, up to this point, this is where we see everybody get super fucking buff, and it looks ridiculous.
It does
This is
look
one of those
ridiculous.
moments.
This is the equivalent, as I've said before, of Resident Evil 6, fucking Chris Redfield coming out after he took 4 cycles of testosterone to punch a fucking boulder.
Like, it's unnecessary.
Exactly.
Oh God,
How you
what's up
do a
with this
quick time event? How do you do a quick time
This planet
event
really is about
with
to
a
blow.
boulder?
I give it like 2 minutes tops. I'd better get to my shipping.
Stop that! Stop
Not dying.
You think you're better than me? You're
Yes.
nothing but an overgrown monkey.
And you're nothing but an overgrown that thing Chi-Chi keeps in her drawer.
Hey, yo. Huh?
Now, if you don't know what he meant there, it's that thing if you go back to episode 20 that Raccoon sells. That's blurred out. It's merchandise, but a specific type of merchandise. See, way back in the Puritan era, they used these little wood. Never mind. You know what? Let's not even go down that rabbit hole.
The lesson of the
They
story,
weren't-
kids, is don't check your parents' sock drawer. That's all I'm going to say.
Ever.
Man, Freezer's stronger than ever at 100%. I'll have to strategize. I know, a distraction. Hey, look, Freezer, a giant dragon.
Why?
Well, I'll be damned. Your fatality is mine.
No, I am the dumb error.
I am the dumb error.
Will you just piss off already? I don't have to use the bathroom.
Such a Goku thing to say, by the way.
Yeah.
Chris, I don't think the vampire wants me saying this on the internet, so just let's not talk about that. Okay, let's not talk about that. The less is talked about toys, the better. Sometimes it's a PG show. Sometimes.
All right, I know one of the Ginyu ships must be around here somewhere. Yeah, I think I must stay away from that one. That, however, mine.
Ah, my go tanks! Filthy
God
My
damn.
go tanks.
wish dragon! Grant me immortality!
Straight in the
and
weak
so I
point.
make myself.
Yes, he did. And if you've watched Android 13, you know that's Goku's weak point. You know what I've never understood? If that's your weak point and you're a martial artist, don't you think you'd wear a cup?
Wait, they don't?
Not in this show.
Okay, in this show, even then, no, it would be pointless because everybody's strong enough to fucking break that with just a punch, so it doesn't matter.
Again, no matter how Super Saiyan you are, a punch to the dick is still a punch to the dick.
That is true, but what I'm saying is that everybody,
It
including
would
Krillin,
okay. You're saying it would shatter, but
yeah,
who do they know? Who do the Dragon Ball Z warriors know that could whip up something?
even if she makes it, aka Bulma, they would still find a way to break it. They've broken almost everything that she makes.
That's why. Okay, so we're gonna go in the TFS universe. That's why you asked Dr. Briefs to do it. Because he's such a misogynist, he'll make it so indestructible. Gotta assert your dominance.
And the fact that he would say that,
He would say and do that.
Or just to make it a whole lot simpler, you have the Dragon Balls. Hey, can you give us indestructible cups to protect our manhood?
Or just make me invulnerable.
But that ruins the fun.
No, fuck. Okay, listen here, Dragon Ball people. Okay, if I live in the Dragon Ball universe, you think my dumbass is gonna be? First off, I get revive the deads. Okay, I understand that part. Awaken the deads. Cool, we got that part. Everybody dies in Dragon Ball. They gotta be brought back. Cool. Bulma's over here. Spoilers for Dragon Ball Super. I see you, Wade. I got you in a second. Dragon Ball Super. We got Bulma asking the dragon for BBLs and boob lifts, which I think does the character a fucking disservice. I think the fact that they did that gave her such a disservice. Like, you literally just made her a vain woman for the sake of this movie.
Yeah.
Canonically. Not even just like, oh, it's non-canon. Dragon Ball Super Superhero is canonic. So she's been gathering the Dragon Balls to wish for cosmetic surgery. Now I'm fired up. Then see, now y'all motherfuckers got me fired up. So Damon G's fired up, and Wade is back in the building because you know what time it is, baby.
Say his name and he appears.
You hear that, Wade? You are now Joe Hendry. Say Wade's name. Here's.
It's funny now because I understand the joke.
You know the reference. I gotta take you to a wrestling show. Actually, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
One of these Saturdays, I'm gonna book you So we go to that one I told you about, the wrestling school with the fucking woman in the muumuu. Like, we definitely got to go to that. Definitely. Oh, wait, if you don't know that story, by the way, Wade, so sorry, guys, we're going to deviate to wrestling, which is also something that me,
Everything
Chris,
is wrestling.
and Wade, everything is wrestling, know about. There is a promotion here in Texas. That's where me and Hokage are living, called Metroplex Wrestling, MPX. It's a spin-off of the Dallas Metroplex, the DFW Metroplex. Great, whatever. When I tell you, Wade knows wrestling is everything. Everything. This show or this school or this promotion, however you want to say, exactly, everything is wrestling. That's what Wade just said. It is a school, and with a wrestling school, you're going to get people who are up and coming. In wrestling terms, that means they're a little green. Okay, they're green. They're earning their stripes, and some of the gimmicks are a little much.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Ball Z TFS, a little much. Okay, so the first show, Chris was there, I was there, and someone who would go on to be my ex-girlfriend was there. And I've told Hokage this story. Wait, I don't know if you know this story. We went to the show. It was my first time covering a wrestling show in Texas because I was still working for New Age Insiders at the time. Wade knows what I'm talking about. So I went to cover it. And me, Chris, and this person that shall not be named, we went to the show, and I wasn't living here yet, right? I was still traveling between New York and Texas for work. See, Wade knows. So I wasn't living here yet, so I didn't know the customs. I didn't know the Texas stuff. Like, I don't know. Kind of weird, man. So I'm here. We're having a good time. We're laughing. We're chilling. And remind me, Hokage, off air to show you the picture of the three of us from that night. We're on the couch, which is the VIP seating, right?
Yeah.
The couch is itchy. The couch looks dingy. It looks like a porn was filmed on it. Okay. For those of you who know me, I typically wouldn't care about stuff like that because I've worked in the industry before. But in this case, going as a broadcaster and a journalist, totally different vibe, right? So we're itching, we're scratching, But during the show, wait, I know you know this one. During the show, a woman in a muumuu is holding a baby in the front row. And every time a wrestler comes through down the aisle, down the ramp, she wants every wrestler to hug and kiss her baby on the forehead. When I tell you, this woman had the baby on the side saddle right over here. We were so worried that she was gonna drop this child. I'm like I literally on the couch because the couch is here. Literally, think of it like maybe 5 feet this way to the left of me is where the railing is, and she's just bouncing the baby on her side. And every time I think she's gonna jump in, we're like, oh no, it's like, oh no. Exactly, Wayne. Oh baby, no, what is you doing? Like the whole show, we were scared for this baby. Like, and she kept holding the baby like fucking Mufasa holding not Mufasa. Rafiki holding Simba, like, hold my baby. When I tell you, I was so scared. Because remember, you might know this, Hokage. I am a mandated reporter. I wasn't living here at the time, so not by Texas, but by New York. So I had no jurisdiction. But had I been living here, I would have had to report her to CPS because that's a little reckless. How you gonna be tossing your baby around and giving it to wrestlers and shit to kiss and hug and shit? The fuck? So I'm gonna take you to that show, bro. We're gonna go to that show. So you let me know a Saturday you're free, and I'm taking you to that show.
I will definitely let you know.
And it's BYOB. And when I tell you, it's don't tell nobody, but there's a thing called trailer park, right? There's a phrase called trailer park. If I had to call it, I would say this is trailer park wrestling. But don't tell nobody.
What do you mean tell nobody?
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, back to Team 4-Star. Yay!
These vile creatures and secure myself as ruler of.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Rid myself these vile creatures and secure.
Look at the fucking veinage here, bro. Look at that.
God damn.
Look at that.
I'm telling you, everybody is on fucking steroids up until this point. Like, what the fuck?
What am I waiting for, Wade? Wade says wait. Okay, what am I waiting for? But yeah, no, but you're right. Season 2 is when we finally start to know, these muscles are overly detailed and overly swollen. And we kind of just went with it. Because when you're kids, you don't really fucking pay attention to that kind of stuff. But now as adults, we're over here saying, you know what? That's a little much. Everyone looks like Guile straight out of Street Fighter fucking 4. Okay, just or anybody in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, just jacked for no reason. Just no reason.
Just why? Why is
exactly?
everybody
Just
swole?
why? Prime example. Have you seen Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter 6? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Ryu. When Ryu was created, he was 5'9", 150 pounds. That's his listed height and weight in the original Street Fighter. How the fuck did he get up to 240?
Not just Ryu, but Ken. He's just
everyone.
As bad.
Chun-Li's legs are as big as my head. Like, the fuck? The fuck? Everyone's on steroids. Everyone. To quote the Backstreet Boys, everybody. Yeah. What are you gonna say?
Nothing. I'm just agreeing with you. It's ridiculous. It's unnecessary, and it's unrealistic.
Okay, I have to hijack the show for 5 seconds, bro. You'll laugh about this. So I told Hokage before we came on air, I had a date tonight. So hold on, let me change the banner really quick. Hold on, because this isn't about the retro
cartoon rewatch.
This is now David G talking right now. So I went on a date tonight. It didn't go well. It didn't go well, not because I did anything wrong. And I know, oh no, and of course you didn't do anything wrong. No, I legitimately went on this date. I know this person through work channels. We don't work together through work channels. And they're going to see this and I don't give a fuck. So let's just go there. We were on this date and we've been talking about going on a date for a while now. So you know my type. Chris knows my type. So on paper, yeah, right? So during the course of this date, hold on. Wade's got to drop the joke. Hold on. I know this answer. What is Goku's favorite instrument? A piccolo. I was right.
You're getting predictable, Wade.
You're getting predictable, Wade. You got to switch that up, baby. Switch that up. But anyway, so I went on this date. And ladies, I know y'all talk about, fuck you, Wade. He says, and I win. Fuck you, Wade. You smiled. Fuck you. Irrelevant. The joke was erroneous. No, the joke was not good. Ladies, I understand when you all say, or anyone who dates men, when y'all say when men lead with their wallets and talk about their achievements and their accomplishments, that's a turnoff. So on my end, imagine going on a date with a woman who does the same exact thing, where they just talk about how much money they make. They talk about all the trips they're going on or they've gone on. It's not even humble bragging at this point. It's braggadocio, right? It's just laying it on real thick because she knows I work in government and I make a certain amount. I'm not poor by any stretch of the imagination, but it was almost a matter of, can you top this? And I'm over here trying to enjoy conversation, try to get to know the person on a more deep level. When I tell y'all, Damon G down there, Damon G at Damon G Show, the frustration in my face and eyes to sit across from somebody who talked about nothing of substance, nothing of use, nothing of any fruitfulness whatsoever, except the things you can't take with you when you die kind of thing. It was the most painful 2.5 hours of my life. I'd rather go watch Madam Web again, or Kraven the Hunter again, or Snow White, or Dragon Ball, whatever the Dragon Ball Evolution movie was. I would rather have seen those dumpster fires than have gone out on this date tonight. So, in summation, ladies, I understand when y'all say y'all hate when men lead with their money. It's fucking even more annoying to hear a woman talk about it. And mind you, she's in her mid-30s. So, come on. What else you got? What else you got?
God damn. The fact that it was that bad for you that you would say, I would rather watch trash movies.
Correct.
Like, that's bad. And even though right now we're on the Damon G Show.
This is the Damon G Show portion of the Retro Cartoon Rewatch, yes.
Yeah, on the original Retro Cartoon Rewatch. Even though you watch some bad TV shows, you have fun with it. But if you're saying, like, I would rather watch this shit over going on that type of date, that's saying something.
Correct. And this is no shade at the female species. I know some people have accused me of being anti-woman, which is not true. Just no. And yes, the fact that I would torture myself by watching fucking Madam Web. Go watch that movie and you tell me what the fuck? Why, Sony? Why? Go back and watch Kraven the Hunter. The worst part about that is that I paid to watch Kraven the Hunter. It wasn't a screener. I didn't get it through Big Gold Bell or Allied Marketing. No, I literally paid to go watch Kraven because I said, you know what? It might surprise me. Hell, fuck, exactly, Wade. Nope. Hell no. In summation, Sony, stop making spider movies. You're not good at it. Without Toby, you're not good.
Spider-Verse.
Animated. Don't make live action films.
There you go.
Don't make live action films. Also, quick review on Thunderbolts while I got your attention.
Oh my god. Okay.
Because my channel strictly is supposed to be for movie reviews, right? So here we are. Quick review on Thunderbolts.
I have also seen it.
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I'm sorry to overtake, but yeah. Oh my god. That movie is so good.
Give me a 30-second non-spoiler review on it.
Like you said, whenever you posted on your story on Instagram, not only is it a good Marvel movie, but it's definitely a good like mental health therapy movie where for people who are suffering through depression or just dark times, this is a very cathartic movie to make you realize even whenever you're struggling, you are not alone. There are always people next to you that are there for you. And even they have their dark times. It's so good.
It is. It is. And I agree with Hokage right now to say that if, as someone who is a mental health worker in my career, and as someone, and you know this, and Wade knows this, and Chris knows this, I have dealt with my fair share of mental health stuff. This movie made so much sense to me on all fronts. The superhero fan in me loved the movie. The action movie fan in me loved the movie. The psychologist in me loved the fucking movie. And someone who just needed somebody to be there to prevent me from trying to kill myself when I tried, that spoke to all the vessels of me. So please, if you're a Marvel fan, go watch it. If you're a mental health advocate, go watch it. If you like team ups that are really awkward, go watch it. I know a lot of my boys out there, they love Florence Pugh. I get it. I know my homegirls, they love Sebastian Stan. I get it. Go watch that movie. And also, wait, you're seeing Sinners tomorrow. Okay. My 30 seconds on Sinners. One of the best movies I've seen in the last decade. And I'm not even a horror / vampire guy. Period piece. And I don't like period pieces mostly. Great period piece. Opens lanes that you don't even know exist if you watch the movie. Music is wonderful. The music and the culture and the vibe is so deep south back in that time frame. The vampires are a secondary fucking issue. It's the culture in the movie that makes it so worthwhile. So yeah, Wade is seeing it tomorrow, and he loves Florence Pugh. I get it. I first found her out during the movie where she played the wrestler Paige in Fighting with My Family. So that years ago. And look at her now. Even though Midsommar is a fucking mind fuck, bro. If you've ever seen Midsommar, what? It's like watching The Wicker Man, not the bees. That movie. You're just left saying, what the fuck? Places like this exist. They exist. Not my neck of the woods. You ain't gonna see me out there because skin tone. You ain't gonna see me out there.
Fair enough.
Remember when she said she Googled? Yes, I did, Wade. So Florence Pugh was giving an interview about the wrestler she portrayed, Paige, otherwise known as Saraya. And she said, I Googled her and you'll find so much. And you see Paige / Saraya's face go. And the reason why, if you Google her, you might be taken to a site. Starts with an X, ends with videos.
All right. I was about to do that. I'm glad you stopped me.
Yep. Starts with an X and ends with the videos. That's why she made that face. I go, please don't Google me. Please don't Google me. Yeah, Chris gets it. Facts. Laugh. Yeah, exactly. Because we all seen it. Stop, all y'all wrestling fans, stop that shit. Y'all seen that shit. Stop it. Knock it off. All right. Back Team 4-Star. So
back to the retro cartoons.
Is there anything you want to say before I move off this?
Just to quickly kind of go back to Thunderbolts. Not going to spoil anything. I mean, there is one character. He's already in it. He goes by the name of Bob. I'm not saying I relate too much to him, but yeah, hi Bob. But I feel like everybody has been a Bob at some point in their life.
Correct.
I've definitely been there, and he's definitely a good stand-in for the people who have gone through some shit. So that's all I'll say about Thunderbolts. Highly recommend watching it. Very good movie. And for the people who are going to go see it, there are 2 post-credit scenes. The last one is very important.
Exactly, Wade. The last end credit scene is super important to the MCU.
Super important. No spoilers. Y'all got to go see that for yourselves.
Yeah. Go watch it. I've seen it twice already. I'm about to go see it a 3rd time tomorrow.
This is the parody. Buy the fucking show.
Exactly. Physical media is king. Buy Laserdisc.
You're myself as ruler of all creation. What? No, this isn't what I wished for. What's going on?
Speak the
Down
language,
here.
bitch.
You. No, you didn't.
So what if I did? What are you gonna do about it, huh? Come at me, bro.
Okay, so I think that would have been the perfect time to drop a joke of, like they said earlier, about don't be that guy. If they would have had Frieza say, "Oh no, don't be that guy,"
Oh, I'm gonna be
because
that
earlier
guy
in the
right now.
season, Vegeta tells Dende, "Don't be that guy." He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be that guy." I thought that was the perfect opportunity to write that in there, but again, hindsight 2020. Look at me, bro.
Hope you're ready to party because it's Vegeta Clock.
Vegeta clock. Hold on, what was Bulma doing?
Party because it's Vegeta Clock.
Minute.
It looks like she was just sitting in the shit.
She was just sitting there like this. Yeah, she was sitting there.
No.
Hold up, I found a plot hole. I think I found a
Uh-oh.
plot hole. So Purunga,
Mhm.
the Namekian dragon. What was the wish? Just now, what was the
So-
wish?
In canon, the wish was take everybody except for Goku and Frieza off planet Namek and teleport them to Earth. But
No,
and
that
TM
brought everybody back to life. What was the wish? All these people were dead.
yeah, it was bring everybody that Frieza's men had killed back to life.
Why is Krillin not alive?
Ooh. Well, no. Here's the reason why. Because Purunga can only bring back one person at a time. That's why.
He brought back villages.
No, that was Shenron. Purunga can only bring back one person at a time. The reason why everybody's alive again is because Popo made the wish on Shenron, not
That's
Purunga.
right. That's right. He made the
Plot hole filled.
bring back the deads. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I forgot the order, but I appreciate you filling in the blank. Thank you.
No. What just happened? Where did they all go? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually just as lost as you.
Huh? Are we? Huh? Gohan! What do you think happened?
I don't know. We just disappeared all of a sudden.
Ah, it's good to be the
Good to be the
king.
king.
Hello? Who am I speaking to right now?
My name is Dende.
His name is Dende.
Are you the one who made the wish on the dragon?
I am.
How the hell did you know my plan?
What plan? I just wanted to screw over Frieza.
I just love how he has a smile on his face. Like, I
Like,
just want to
yeah.
screw over Frieza.
I did that.
So,
I messed up it.
I
I
did
ruined his
that.
whole fucking day.
Well, in reality, in my opinion, that's what makes him. That's what the foresight gives him God status, right? That makes him eligible for the job, in my opinion, is the fact that he
Yeah.
actually had that foresight to be like, how am I gonna fuck with this evil guy? That's how. And that's why he becomes spoilers. That's why he becomes Kami, God of Earth.
No, Super Kami Dende.
No, if it makes you feel any better.
Super Kami Dende, yes.
I'm not immortal either, and I'm okay with that.
Wait a minute. Here's why Goku's okay with that. How quickly or how slow do Saiyans age?
They age very slowly. We don't have an approximate number, but
Exactly.
they stay in their prime physique age for a long time so they can fight as long as they can.
By the end of Dragon Ball Z, what? Goku's like 50 or 47 and he's still in his like physical prime and he looks the fucking same.
And then later in Super, he's still getting older and he's fighting gods.
Spoilers, yes, he's fighting gods.
Yeah, sorry, but it's out. Everybody can watch it.
Not everybody's seen Super, just saying.
Are you just mad because I'm out with you now?
You catch that joke?
Are you mad that I'm just gonna outlive you now?
Are you mad that I'm gonna outlive you now? Yeah. Based on what we just said. Either A, Goku's gonna kill him, or B, he's just gonna outlive Frieza because he's a Saiyan.
Well, he doesn't know that he knows he's a Saiyan, but he doesn't know that he can like age slower. I think it was just because I think the reason why is because he's saying like, are you just gonna mad that I'm gonna outlive you because I'm gonna kill your ass for killing my best friend? I think that's why he said that.
Or he realized when he was 12, he got a fucking growth spurt at 15 and became like 6 feet tall. When he was like 2 feet tall for like 3 seasons.
That is true.
Bigger!
Exterminate! Exterminate! Oh.
No, that poor turtle-looking
You won't be
alien.
destroying any more planets.
Wade, that is like Alien Rumbo. If you're still here, Alien Rumbo just got killed by chilling her rock.
No.
See, don't you wish you didn't know what that meant? Don't you wish you didn't know what that meant now? Now you know who Rumbo is. Yeah.
Reggie, Rarists.
Raroids.
Except, you know,
that one.
That one. Touch! Kidney shot! Kidney shot! And pause! Stomach punch! Ha! Oh! Gonna whiz red.
Gotta whiz red.
What?
Welcome back, Nail.
Where am I?
Again, the joke continuing that he calls Piccolo Nail.
May I hug you?
No!
Oh.
Gohan!
Mr. Piccolo! And Dende? But I thought that...
Turns out we're all alive.
Krillin.
Except Krillin. How unfortunate.
No. No.
No.
I think he's looking for you.
Do not tell him I'm here.
No. I can sense you.
Do not make eye contact.
You know, looking around, it seems like the only people who were brought back were those killed by Frieza and his men.
Huh. That's convenient.
Sir, we cannot find the Tagrock tribe.
Wait, you mean that one guy who really liked showing off his Dragon Ball?
Yeah, that dumbass.
Oh, I wonder what sort of handsome, dashing rogue could have been responsible.
We've talked about this. I'm not going to rehash the argument. You know where I stand. That's a loophole. That should have been closed.
For their deaths. Oh, wait, it was me.
Ha! Nice.
He massacred an entire village.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really like any of you. Except him. Oh God. Actually dying this time.
Lord Guru, you can't leave.
Do you see Maury's face? Now I'm looking in the background. I'm like, why Maury look pissed as fuck right there? Look.
It's like, what? Why the fuck are you laughing at us for dying?
But what's about to happen explains a lot.
Yeah.
It explains why Maury kills him. Spoilers.
Leave us.
I'm sorry, my children.
Just look at the background character. Why does that look like a Cyberman? That's not a Namekian, that's a Cyberman from the back. Everybody else got smooth heads. That's Cyberman. Fuck that. Or the Great Saiyaman.
Oh my god.
Wait till we get
But
to
I
that.
must leave you now.
But look at him. Look at all crying.
My time is at.
I didn't even know Namekians can cry. But
yeah, they can. Piccolo cry.
I didn't know they could. I thought that was added on for effect. I didn't think he actually cried.
No, that was in canon.
No, I know. Well, season 1 when he dies, but I thought that was just added in after the fact, like here in video, not like original manga form.
But yeah, no, Namekians they can cry.
But before I leave, I must confess my sins.
What do you mean?
See, Maury's still pissed.
Do you remember the
Why is he facing this way? Why is he got his back turned to Guru? And why does it look like this? Never mind. Shut up, David.
great drought that befell our planet?
The one that nearly wiped out our race.
Look at their faces.
Yeah.
The one caused by those filthy albinos?
Yeah.
The ones we purged as per your instruction?
Yeah.
What is this?
See, I might have shifted the blame on that one.
What?
You what?
You what?
Remember when I said they were the ones responsible for the disappearance of our precious water?
We slaughtered thousands.
It was me.
How?
I drank it.
What?
How do
How do
you
you
think I
got so
fat?
That is incorrect. Water has no fucking calories. How do you get fat from water?
Okay, for a human, yes, but we don't know that for a Namekian. They have a different anatomy, my friend. They survive only off water.
Fine.
And now I can die with a clear conscience. Uh-oh.
I should have just pretended I was there. And then just gone. But no.
No! Choke off that! Choke off that!
Even Vegeta's like, the fuck?
I was about to say, that shit is so brutal that even Vegeta's like, oh god. Fucking.
Which, spoilers, kids, he goes to Hiffle. Which I find hilarious.
Yes,
in this version, he goes to Hiffle. Super Kami Guru goes to Hiffle.
And it's well deserved.
Dirty monkey. Huh? Where? Oh my god, you could grind meat on it. Ah!
Steroids.
I'm done.
What?
I'm done finding you. I'm bored. You're boring me.
You're boring me.
Oh, I get it. You're
love that
scared,
delivery.
aren't you? Afraid knowing that this planet only has one.
Say what?
I just love that delivery of, I'm bored. You're boring me. Just, he was having fun for a while, and then he got super pissed off. And then he knows that at this point, Frieza is at his limit, even though he's at max power. And Goku's gotten to the point, he's like, okay, this is no longer fun. We're not doing anything interesting. This is just him trying to come at me with everything that he has. And it's nothing. I'm getting bored.
Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing.
So yeah, it's a really good delivery.
It left before it explodes.
Again, I just want to reiterate how bad Frieza is at telling time.
Horrible.
Question.
Huh?
Do you have a watch?
No, why?
Do you know what a minute is?
What? Of course I do.
Coming from the same guy that thought humans, Namekians had a glue bark. Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
I don't think you do. Anyway, I'm gonna leave now. Try not to blow up any more planets. Else I might have to kill you.
You can't just quit off. You little.
Have you noticed in that part where he depowers, but to take off, he powers up again in that scene right afterwards?
Yeah, I I'm pretty sure that was just like an animation error, just on.
It is. Oh, well, I don't know if that's the error. Well, yeah, you're right. It would be an original animation error, not a Team 4-star error.
Yeah.
Huh.
But like I said, I think it was also just Kaiser just trying to find a frame to where it shows Goku leaving, and the only one they could find in this background is Super Saiyan Goku.
And Kaiser's done that, right? Like
Yeah.
Kaiser admits to like, man, trying to comb over all these animation frames and trying to find things that flow seamlessly. Look, kids, if you want to get into the content creation game as far as long form content, editing sucks. That is why I live stream.
Yeah. And not to mention that if you're trying to make a series and you're trying to make things seem like flow into each other like, seamlessly, yeah, evenly, in a show that's already pre-animated,
correct,
it's hard to animate, or it's hard to edit that shit on your own.
Right.
The only way that they could effectively do it is to either learn how to animate shit yourself or hire an animator, which is fucking expensive.
Which is why some content creators spend hours on end trying to edit a 30-minute video for 2 hours.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank
you. So, kids who want to be content creators, who want to be YouTubers, just know it might look easy, but it doesn't. It's not that easy. You gotta know how to use a fucking computer.
Brother, you know how long I've been in this industry for. I make a pretty decent side living doing this as a part-time gig. And let me tell you, the amount of times I've outsourced editing on Fiverr over the last decade, yeah, like it saves me so much time because I'm the kind of fucking personality that for a 30-second commercial read, it'll take me an hour to go through every fucking line of dialogue to make sure it sounds like we have apps now to snip automatically. Great. But you see, kids, back in my day, we had to actually pine over every second of audio to make it sound as if it was seamless. And normally for a 30-second read, sometimes it would take me an hour. Just saying. And that's me after a decade in this industry. Yeah. Fucking A.
Hey, monkey! You forgot your pizza!
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Wait a minute.
Hey, monkey! You forgot your pizza!
Oh yeah, thanks for.
Why has he got yellow hue with black hair?
I don't know why. This is obviously not a Kaiser issue. This is a OG animation error.
This is an original animation issue, correct? Just saying. This is the things. Look, this is what we talk about. All right, this is the stuff we freeze and we say, "Hey, what the fuck is up with this?" Now, this is why I love channels. Quick shout out. This is why I love channels like the Canadian Lad that goes and watches Marvel stuff or superhero stuff at 0.25x speed and painstakingly goes through every fucking media cell. I can't do that. My ADHD doesn't let me do that at all.
I could, as much as I love sifting through like certain frames to like see if how seamless certain things are, or if there's a fuck up in like a one shot, I can't do that for content. I don't have ADHD, but at the same time, my patience very thin.
Minuscule, exactly.
That's not a pizza.
By the way, Monday, pizza?
Fuck it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought you froze for a second. I'm like, yeah. You know, okay. Okay, for those that don't know, there is a bar near where I live, half-price pizzas on Mondays. The pizza is bomb. Bomb. So as a native New Yorker who's very picky on pizza, yeah, Monday pizzas. If you want to know the bar, you live in DFW, text me or DM me and I'll tell you what it is.
Pizza? That's not a pizza at all! Now to end this. Oh, come on now. This blasted thing.
What are you doing?
See, Krillin doesn't have that problem. Krillin
Because
knows
he
how to just
mastered the
throw it
technique.
and control it. Shit, Yamcha knows how to throw it and control it.
So does
Go ahead.
Goku. I'm just saying, even Goku knows how to control the fucking Destructo Disc.
I was picking low-level people. I was picking
True,
low
but-
power level people. Yamcha and Krillin.
Fair enough. Would
Because
Tien be able to do it?
go ahead. Dude, probably. Well, okay, so here we go in Dragon Ball Z fucking granular shit. If you watch Tree of Might, okay, or you watch original Dragon Ball, Yamcha, the fucking butt of every joke in Dragon Ball, can control the Sokudan, which is the spirit ball. Perfect control, manipulation. Krillin, who canonically came up with the Kienzan, aka Destructo Disc, he could control it later on. When he first came up with it, he really couldn't control it, but he wound up figuring it out. Here, fucking Frieza thought he was fucking Taskmaster and said, hey, I can copy that technique. And yeah, no. And I said that joke because you know exactly why I said Taskmaster. So, so you thought you could pull a Taskmaster, say, I seen it, let me do it. No. And just like Taskmaster in the MCU, you're a failure.
Down there. You trying to swat a bee? Because I don't like bees.
No, don't worry. I'm just. What is going on? What are these inverted controls? Who even uses?
By the way, inverted controls.
I was about to ask, like, who the fuck
Go
actually
ahead.
uses inverted controls in video games or just in general? What the fuck is the purpose of inverted controls?
I'll keep it to gaming. You're right. What the fuck? But what? I get it if you want. Okay, wait. Let me take 2 steps back. I have played the original Afterburner on these the cockpit stick to replicate a flight stick, right? So pulling up on the flight stick means you go up, pushing down means you go down. Okay, I get that. And I get for things like Afterburner. But Resident Evil games? Why? Why do you need inverted controls?
Another one that I can only think of, mostly just because I've been going down a fucking Devil May Cry rabbit hole, which for those of you who don't know me, well, know me a little bit more now, Devil May Cry is one of my favorite video game series.
It is.
In the first Devil May Cry game, there is a section where you have to swim underwater into a ship to get like a certain item. And you
Oh
go
shit,
into
I
this,
forgot about this.
yeah, you go into a first-person point of view of you swimming underwater as Dante, and the fucking controls are inverted.
Why?
Like, that's the one that I don't get. Like, okay, maybe you could kind of assimilate it to like, oh, because you're swimming, you have full control of going anywhere, kind of like a jet.
Right.
But it would make sense to be like, oh, I'm a person. I'm swimming. If I want to go up, I'll hold up on the stick. Why do I have to hold down to go up on the stick whenever I'm a
Thank
character
you.
who's swimming?
Thank you.
It's like
Venom says thank you. By the way, y'all, fun fact. I've had this for about 14 years. I've had this cup for 14 years. I bought this at where did I get it from? Forbidden Planet in New York City, because I'm a born and raised New Yorker. This says on the bottom, don't dishwash this. So I never used it. I just had it as a adornment, right? Over the last 2 months, I had been exclusively using this cup when I'm going through some shit because I connect to the character, the Eddie Brock version of Venom. I connect to it. When I tell you, this was one of the best birthday presents I've ever gotten. I remember the exact birthday. I was 36 years old when motherfuckers gave me this shit. Hold on, there's two homeless people fighting outside my window. I live on the second floor, but I can hear it below me. Yeah, two fucking hobos are fighting outside over there. Anyway, I decided to say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna drink out my cup because I've only had it as a like a paperweight or a collectible, but over the last 2 months, because Hokage, what I've been going through. Yeah. Fuck it. We going in. We are literally going to do everything that I was afraid to do with my collectibles. So, and I put in the dishwasher. And what? Also, quick question. Did you know Matt Pat doesn't anymore?
I'm sorry, repeat that. Your mic kind of got all fuzzy.
Do you know who Matt Pat is?
Yeah, I know who Matt Pat is. He's the game theory.
Did you know he no longer works?
He no longer works with game theory. You keep cutting out, man.
Hold on. Microphone. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Apparently he sold it.
Oh yeah, I know that. Like
no,
it was.
He works for New Rockstars now.
Okay, I didn't know that. I knew he retired. Like there was this whole thing. Okay, we're swerving again. There was this whole thing on YouTube where a bunch of YouTubers were retiring. This was like a few, like maybe a year or two after the pandemic happened, where everybody was just starting to come out of their homes. There was this huge ordeal where a bunch of YouTubers were retiring because since everybody was in quarantine and all they could do was either just play video games or just make content on YouTube, they were already getting burnt out, like extremely. So a lot of people were like, I'm done. Matt Pat was one of them. And for those of you who don't know, Matt Pat, he was the original person / creator of game theory and also film theory, style theory, and food theory. He made an announcement on his other channel, the GT Live channel, saying like, eventually I will be retiring from YouTube. I will still make videos, and I've already got people taking my replacements for the other 4 channels. So here, this is the day I'm retiring, and he set everything up, and everybody misses him. He set up this very what's it called? Wholesome last video talking about all the theories that he did, all the FNAF theories, all the creepy theories for video games and everything. Everybody knew he was retiring, and here we are now. I did not know that as soon as he retired, he would go to a completely different company. Mm-hmm. Like, one of the other things that he mentioned is that even though whenever he retires, he was still going to be around for a little bit, just behind the scenes, because he's still technically, he's not the full, okay, before I found out, he was still kind of like the main person in control, but he wasn't like the face or the person making the videos anymore. He was just the person who still was trying to help out, and he would just be in the background from time to time and poke his head out occasionally. I didn't know he sold it.
I found that out today, actually, because I was watching the Rockstars, and they were like, "Oh, my coworker, something like that, Matt Pat." I'm like, "Huh?" And I went back and said, "Wait a minute. Since when does Matt Pat not run game theory?" And admittedly, I stopped watching game theory content when he went down the FNAF rabbit hole a little bit too long.
Yeah, so you plucked out. I can't talk today. You stopped watching fairly early.
I mean, I've been there since the beginning, 13 years ago. But once he started overdoing the Five Nights at Freddy stuff, I said, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then I switched over to movie theory. And then movie theory kind of got weird. I'm like, all right, let me stop. So color me surprised to say, oh, he doesn't own, not only does he not own his channel anymore because he sold it, but he also works with new rock stars. And I'm like, the fuck? What bed did I go to sleep in and wake up and say, like, what the fuck happened? Anyway, that just really caught me off guard. That was one of those things today. I'm like, what now? So internet lore, man. Internet lore.
Yep.
Got it! Damn it!
So are you just doing Krillin's attacks now?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. He said it. Are you just doing Krillin?
But coming from the guy who steals everybody else's techniques.
I know. Which is referenced in season 3.
Yeah. So
they referenced this in season 3.
We will dive deeper into that discussion when we get to season 3.
There
but
we
just
go.
know
The
Goku
Tri-Beam.
steals attacks.
Okay, so he also mentions the Tri-Beam. Here we go.
Damn it!
So are you just doing Krillin's attacks now? Or should I watch out for the Tri-Beam? Or the Garlic Gun? Or the Macacopotamus?
Or the Macacopotamus.
Gotcha, bitch!
Huh?
After him.
Don't feel bad. Krill never hits anyone with it either. Anyway.
Wow.
He's not wrong.
Wow.
He is not wrong.
Technically, season 1, it makes contact with Nappa's cheek.
Okay, technically.
No, sir. They said Krillin never hits anyone with it. Season 1. And season 2 cuts Frieza's tail off with it.
Okay, yes. Fine. But
what the fuck is Goku talking about?
He's saying that his attack never hits anybody and kills them.
No, he said hit. Literal law.
Yes.
He said hit.
Yes, but in this context, because every time Krillin has thrown the Destructo Disc, it has never killed anybody. Yes, it's hit them. It has hit them. Like
that's not what Goku said. Goku said hit anybody. He didn't say kill anybody. Letter of the law.
God damn it.
Wait, you done? Oh, far from it. I just remembered I promised you 2 pizzas. Really? You seriously think that pathetic million-year-old trick is going to... Clever.
Genius.
Absolutely
fucking
genius.
Genius.
It's so smart that even
and this has been brought up before.
Oh, shit.
This has been brought up before by not only by TFS but also in canon. Goku's battle strategy typically ingenious. He may be dumb. He may be a dumb hick for 90% of life, but that 10% when it comes to fighting, savant strategist. And we'll see in season 3 where everybody thought he was fucking crazy, and he was right. He was right.
Where'd that flying monkey go?
That's a funny. This is funny.
Sorry.
I love this.
Dip slap.
Are you sorry yet?
I think I peed a little.
Can Frieza pee? Can Frieza pee? Do we know this?
I mean, I don't know how he
Frieza
would.
has bowel movements.
I don't know how he would, but oh my god, I think that's just one of my favorite like stupid jokes of the entire series.
Yeah,
just because you're taking advantage of animators doing ridiculous slap framing for Frieza's face, And then
Correct.
just Goku just standing there, just bitch slapping him.
Say you're sorry.
It's
like
fucking hilarious.
It's almost like gag manga, right? Where you're just, oh, this is ridiculous. Looking at this, you're thinking, this is completely ridiculous, but it makes sense in the grand scape of the story.
Yeah. What's also kind of funny about that specific scene, too, is that in canon, for OG Dragon Ball, that happens. But instead of Goku saying, like, now say you're sorry, and slaps him, Goku just says, I'm going to slap some sense into you, and then just starts slapping him.
Literally going to slap some sense into you. Frieza.
You got rid of the video, Damien.
Say what?
The video's not on stream.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, keep going, you stupid inbred bug.
See, kids, this is what happens when you hold on to racism a little too hard.
Yeah. It's not good, period.
Daddy, I don't want to be on Namek anymore.
Say what?
I'm just agreeing with you about holding on to that specific energy for too long. We'll call
Racism.
it that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to jump to episode 3. Great. Or part 3, I should say. You know what? Perfect time to do a reset. Hold on 1 second. Perfect time to do a show reset. Okay, good. So for those who are just joining us, because I see y'all over here in the little right-hand corner, welcome to what is usually known as the Retro Cartoon Rewatch. And typically I'll take cartoons from the 70s to the 2000s and watch them back in real time. But Hokage 22 and myself have been going down this rabbit hole of Dragon Ball Z Abridged by Team 4-Star. We are on season 2, episode 30, part 3. So we have been watching Goku and Freezer go at it. And where we left off just now, if you're just joining us, Goku was slapping some sense into Frieza. Literally. And now Frieza had a return to sender Destructo Disc.
And now he no longer wants to be on Namek anymore.
Correct. That's his daddy to take him off. Who we see in season 3.
The following is a non-profit fan-based parody. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT are all owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, Fuji TV, and Akira Toriyama. Please support the official
Buy
release.
Laserdisc!
Oh my God. You know, you keep reacting, trying to prompt us to ask what's going on. You could just tell us.
All right, fine. Frieza got cut in half.
Whoa! Wow. I didn't think Goku had it in him.
He doesn't. Frieza did it to himself.
Exactly.
Ah, my organs. Stay in there. Stay in your home.
He's yelling at his organs to stay in there.
Don't leave. Stay here. Come on. Don't move.
Stay with me.
Daddy needs you. Wow.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to let you take over for a little bit. I got to go and drink some water. I'll be right back.
All right.
Freezer, you really were a cut above the rest.
Oh.
But too bad you didn't make the cut.
Oh.
Guess you could call this a slice of life.
Please stop.
All right, then. I'll cut you a break. I'm going to split.
Wait.
Wade, where are you?
I know I've done a lot of terrible things.
Here
Killed quite a number of people, some of which you liked. But may I ask you, as one neighbor to another, can you spare a cup of energy?
Well...
No!
I'm not even asking anymore.
No!
Both of the OG
Now
fans
be
of Dragon
responsible
Ball
with this
are
energy.
absolutely
Don't use it to hurt any more people.
King
Or on the
Cotton this moment.
drugs.
What? But why?
I'm going to go now. Got a long trip home. I'd ask if I could take one of your legs with me, but you're probably hungry too. Bye!
He's really just leaving me here. He gave me his energy and left me.
So when
Maybe
Damien
this
gets
is a
back, I
sign.
want to talk about this.
Maybe
specific
I
scene.
should change.
More
Maybe
in
this is my second and last chance. Maybe I was wrong.
Nah.
God dang it, Freezer, now I
Evil
have to give
straight
you
to the
more.
core. I love that frame of Frieza getting absolutely destroyed. It's so silly, but at the same time, it's devastating because Goku fucking killed him.
Don't see him anymore. Guess he took the energy and left. Speaking of which, where am I going?
Good question, Goku.
Don't you dare.
Okay, you win. Goku blew Frieza up.
See, was that
I
so
don't know why
hard?
King
Well, not as
Kai.
hard as it's gonna be to get up Namek.
I don't know why King Kai is
Where
like that,
am
where
I?
he is
Where's
making
my ship?
so much
Everything looked the
effort
same
and
before,
energy
and
and
now it looks
noise
all the
just
same,
to
but
try
on
to get them
fire.
to ask him what's going on
ship.
instead of just telling him.
All right, gotta find it.
Goku, hurry.
Also, hopefully we don't get copyrighted here because if you're listening,
Where is it? Where is it?
it is sort of
It's about
very
to go.
specific music
Come on,
for
come
a
on.
specific movie franchise that everybody loves.
On. There.
The Muffin Button!
Oh my god.
Goku is a fucking idiot to the very end. Fucking love it. The only way they can bring that joke
It's
to
over.
fruition.
What?
Very good.
Goku could not escape the explosion.
Yes.
Namek is
Idiot.
gone. And so is he. No. Goku, no!
Oh, shut up, fucking Yamcha.
Real quick, I do want to talk about the Muffin Button real quick.
Sure.
So a lot of people might be asking, why would Goku know what a muffin button is? And the better question is, how would Goku know where to find the muffin button on Frieza's ship? And here's the answer, because a fan kind of theorized this, and they talked about this in the commentaries. So when Goku came to Earth as a baby, it's a long trip from planet Vegeta all the way to planet Earth. You need some form of substance. How are Frieza soldiers supposed to gain protein and substance? A good hearty muffin. That's how. So Frieza put a muffin button in every single Saiyan pod and ship that he made to where they have a delicious muffin that's high in protein and gives them some nutrients. That's why Goku knows about the muffin button. It's not, I mean, yes, it's a pointless joke, but that's how.
Wait a minute. Hold on here. And you're going to get the deep voice. Hold on here. You mean to tell me that there is a protein muffin? Because, muffins are all carbs, right? So in the Dragon Ball universe, there's a thing called protein muffins? Why the fuck haven't we had protein muffins here in America?
Because this is America, where everybody eats a shit ton of trash food, and they don't care.
Because we fat.
You care.
What?
Why do any of you care? Are you forgetting the whole reason that they went to Namek in the first place? Now we have 2 sets of Dragon Balls.
Well, yeah, but you make it sound like death has no consequence.
It really doesn't. We're literally
Yeah.
waiting to go back. Hell, this is Chaozu's second time.
Next time I get a free Sunday.
Huh.
Ha!
Yeah.
Honestly, that makes sense.
Yeah, in the Dragon Ball universe, death has no consequence if you're a main character. Or no, even if you are the main character, even if you're a side character or a background character or a fucking civilian, death has no consequence because you will be brought back from the Dragon Balls.
Bring back the deads. That's all I gotta say. Bring back the deads.
Yeah.
But that
Okay.
is a very appropriate point that TN brings up, though.
Yeah. And as much as the discussion of like, if you were to travel to any universe, video game, TV, animated, cartoon, whatever, which one would you choose? While that discussion is fun, say you go to that universe and you're not a main character, you're a civilian. Say you go to the Dragon Ball universe in
You
the
just
Boo
die
Saga,
on a Tuesday.
you die and
On
they
a
get
Tuesday.
resurrected on a Tuesday and get resurrected like 15, 30 minutes later. And then you're like, what the fuck just happened to me? Not only is everybody fucking traumatized the first time that it happened, but now everybody's desensitized because it happens so often.
That part, the desensitization. But I guess the MacGuffin is that in order to revive you multiple times, you need the Namekian Dragon Balls, right? So obviously, if you're just a regular old person, you don't know this, but because we know the mythos, obviously it's like, oh, you got to go to, you better not die more than once because the second time's gonna stick. But that's a good point. There are no consequences. If I've never died, and this comes up in season 3 when they tell it to Chi-Chi, if you've never died in the Dragon Ball universe and you finally die, you're brought back within 2 minutes in real time to you because this has been proven. Marvel, the MCU, the blip, when people blipped out, when they came back, it was like no time had passed. It was, I died and I'm back. But it felt like 2 seconds. When in reality, it was 5 years. So, ooh, wow. Oh, wow. You know, I think you know why I'm going, oh, wow. And I'll say this. It's because I've correlated to issues in real life that make perfect sense. It's like, oh, yeah, no, when you die and you come back to life, you really don't think any time has passed. Oh, no. Thanks, Dragon Ball. Thanks.
Traumatizing us with mysticality and wonder.
So remember, kids, if you die and come right back, it doesn't matter how long time has passed, it's going to feel like it was just now.
So, who wants to tell Bulma?
Let me do it. Bulma's my girl.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, stud.
My girl. Sure.
And now that I have devoured Guru, I have become the new Grand Elder.
Huh. Seems legit.
Hey, Bulma! It's me, Yamcha!
Oh, hey, hold on a moment. My ex is calling me.
Hey, girl, let's get to... Wait, ex? What's that about?
Yeah, I'm breaking up with you.
What? But why?
You haven't called me in months.
I was
have been
dead.
Oh, well, that's not stopping you now, is it?
Do not do this right now!
Hey, you want to know how this is ending? Hey, Vegeta, want to come live with me?
Only if it's got a pool.
He's the reason I'm dead!
Well, then, I guess he's just more of a man than you, isn't he?
So I got a problem with this one. They're a little too close to life. A little too close to real life. In the current society we live in, you are demeaned if you are not man enough or woman enough. You are demeaned. And even though this joke is 12 years old, it's still relevant now. This motherfucker died. And she's like, well, too bad for you. I'm still going to move on, even though you dead. Again, this is not canonically, but in this universe, she literally moved on while he was still trying to come back to life.
See, I know we don't like Bulma that much in this series.
We don't at all.
But this is, and I'm using this because she is acting like one. And the reason why she's acting like this one is because of the writing.
Yes.
She is being so much of a bitch that I fucking hate it. Like, you can be a little bit bitchy, and we can still like you, but you're being so much of one. That is like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Indeed. To quote Vegeta, you're a cunt. A cunty cunt. What are you gonna do with your cunt? With your vagina? Anyway, we'll get to that. That's season 3. But yeah, no, yeah, you're right. No, and in the commentaries, the team mentions that they wrote her this way because the fan base, who was not accustomed to Dragon Ball canonically, didn't like Bulma from jump. They were like, what are you here for? Because, to quote season 3, never saw Dragon Ball. Who this? So I get why Team 4-Star wrote her this way, but at the same token, you're thinking, you made her even more unlikable. And she comes from an unlikable family. Her father's a misogynist. Her mother is the epitome of 1950s wife that can't do nothing or it's going to upset the husband.
Essentially a trad wife.
A trad wife. But a trad wife with no identity of her own. 1940s, 50s. And then you have Bulma, who is a C word. To the point where even Gohan, the most innocent of all the characters, said, bitch, I'm about to drop you on the fucking ground while we flying. I'm about to drop you at terminal velocity.
Yeah. But to kind of, even though we don't, hear me out. Hear me out.
No.
I'm not going to say that she is a good person. She is definitely not. Especially here. However, I'm just saying that the reason why she's acting super herself right now in this specific scene is because the creators of DBZA are slowly starting to make this ongoing gag of everybody hates Yamcha. He deserves everything, the worst things to come to him. That's why he's getting broken up by Bulma while he's dead.
No me gusta.
And she's going to date Vegeta. So that's why her levels are up here right now. That's the only thing that I'm going to say. But at the same time, it's still very in character for her.
Of course it is. Absolutely right. And in season 3, Vegeta drops the line where you're like, okay, about breeding with Earth women. And yeah. Oh, and canonically, on the Funimation dub, she has the most cringiest line in this situation of saying, hey, homeboy.
No.
Canonically, in Funimation, she literally says, hey, homeboy. I cringe every time I hear it. Every time I hear it, I can't help but cringe.
That's just no. Just no. I can't.
No. I got you. Just no.
All right. Real quick.
Oh, you
I need to also get some water, so
okay, I'm gonna take
hold
over.
court,
This
please.
isn't going anywhere.
Got you.
Now you listen here. Attention on. Oh my God, wait! Okay, listen.
So for those that don't know, who haven't seen Dragon Ball, Tien just broke Yamcha's leg, which is a throwback to the original Dragon Ball, where in the World Martial Arts Tournament, Tien breaks Yamcha's leg. So they broke the other leg. So if you're a DB fan, there's some payback.
Gohan's fatherless and the Namekians are homeless. So that's a thing.
That's a thing.
Have fun delivering the message. I've got to go cast up Yamcha's leg.
Huh. Well, Gohan, Goku's dead.
Damn it!
Namekians, your planet blew up.
Damn it!
So, until we can use the Dragon Balls, who wants a big old sleepover?
You think you can accommodate the entirety of my people?
My dad's a billionaire genius playboy philanthropist.
That is a Tony Stark joke. And they're playing Back in Black, like Iron Man did.
Speak of the devil.
Wait, I feel a dark presence on that ship.
Run, Gohan, run.
Where's my baby?
And so the Namekians were relocated to the Briefs compound.
So, honey, you say all of these are your friends from high school?
Yes, Dad.
Tell them to keep out of my scotch.
I'm surprised Dr. Briefs in this universe is okay with this. Considering he's racist, misogynistic, and doesn't like poor people.
He absolutely
Republican.
abhors poor people. Yeah. Yes.
Like the Trump administration. Doesn't like poor people.
Yeah.
Tricky bit of putting here. Very difficult read from this angle, and the greens have been running rather fast today. Maury looks like he's aiming slightly to the right of the hole, and good for par.
By the way, literally, Mama Briefs. She's wearing a muumuu. Doesn't open her eyes.
Yeah. It's like we said.
Thor, shut up.
All right, hang on. I gotta let him in. You're gonna have a little cat cameo.
Go ahead.
The Namekian children learned strip poker.
Hey, yo, strip poker with kids.
Lay him on the table.
No.
Gohan caught up on his studies.
Learn.
You learn it, you love it.
But Mom, I've already read Huck Finn.
Yes, but this one has the N-word taken out.
Piccolo
Oh, no.
did his usual thing, only with company.
So, you want to go hang out with our race?
No.
Because, this may be the last chance we'll ever get.
No.
Well, you're boring.
And you're ruining my meditation.
You're not meditating, you're napping. I know the difference.
Vegeta did what he does best.
Sayonara, bitches!
Son of a bitch took my scotch!
Call me.
Again, they wrote Bulma to be a typical C word. And just like a typical C word, she wants, and I hate that I'm using this phrase, the alpha man that's never going to commit to call her after.
I'm not going to get into that discussion because I don't want to turn this show into two white guys having a male podcast.
I'm sorry, who's white? You,
I'm white,
2'5".
white enough. True, but I'm white enough for both of us.
Sir, you are multiracial. Okay, you are
I know.
multicultural. Stop that. You are not white.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, I'm not trying to turn our show into that stereotype.
I know. I got you.
Year passed, and the Namekian Dragon Balls became ready for use.
So wait, they got the Namekian Dragon Balls, but where are Shenrons? Why did they pick the Namekian Dragon Balls? To bring back people to life. Okay, never mind. Got it. We must bring back
the dead.
Krillin. Bring back the deads.
During our time squatting here on Earth, we taught
Squatting.
the dragon how to speak English.
By the way, this looks like Demon King Piccolo right here. That's
Oh my
his
God.
exact wardrobe, just missing the demon sign on his chest.
Yeah, and get rid of the
Just missing the
turtleneck.
demon sign. Yep.
English.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
Why does Bulma need a shirt with her name on it? Does she not know who she is?
I don't. That's the second shirt that she owns that has her name on it. Because in OG Dragon Ball, she has a pink one that says her name.
SMH.
Squatting here on Earth, we taught the dragon how to speak English.
Oh, well,
Right?
that's
Real convenient. Let me make our native dragon speak English and not Namekian.
Very
Ah.
convenient.
Very plot convenient.
Rise, Parang
Wait a second. I just thought.
Wait a second. Before I even go here, hold on. I gotta do something real quick. Hold on. I just saw my phone. We gonna switch this up for a second. Be Damon G for a second.
Oh boy.
Guess who just texted me?
No.
I had a great time tonight. I really hope to see you again. I'm sorry I got awkward at certain points. I was just really nervous. I know you like women who are a little bit more down to earth, but you're the first guy I've dated in a long time that doesn't care that I have money. I hope I get to see you again. So I'll give her credit on this. She is self-aware enough to know that she done fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I talk about people who don't have self-awareness. The fact, accountability, dun, dun, dun. But the fact that she knew something was wrong, she knew something was off, and she made the apology. It doesn't mean I'm going to take her out again, but no. It's just when I tell you this isn't the first time something like this has happened, where a woman and I have gone on a date and it was completely horrible on my end, but on their end, it was like amazing and they couldn't wait to see me again. I'm not doing it to pat myself on the back. This has happened before. And I had to say, were you on the same date I was on? So
yeah, I don't want to divulge too much into it, but back whenever you had your own podcast before you started doing this stuff, I remember listening to your worst date story.
Yes, you remember the worst date story.
Yeah, where you got a text from them back, and you're like, "You sure you're remembering this correctly? Like, I know you were drunk, but how the fuck are you saying you had a great time with me?"
So the fact that Hokage knows this story, I could tell it to the audience. The worst date I've ever been on, long time ago. I don't even remember. At this point, all I know is I met this person on a social media site, before Facebook existed. We'll just say that. When I tell you, this woman at dinner decided to get wasted before the food came. Before the food came. And this wasn't the first time we've talked. We had talked on the phone previously. And remember, kids, this is before FaceTime. This is before fucking what's the other one? What's the one with the S? All those face Snapchat, all these apps, you know, StreamYard, anything else that has like person-to-person app.
Oh, fuck it, Skype.
Skype, thank you. That's the one I was thinking of. Skype. Long before Skype, we actually talked on the phone. People actually talked on the phone. You know, that thing where there's a rotary dial and that. So I had spoken to this person for a while. When I tell you the worst date in my life, not only was she drunk before the flight, right? Not only was she so drunk that I had to go to the waiter and pay my half because the waiter didn't want me to pay her half because she was so embarrassing that he said, he goes, you know what? I won't even charge you her stuff because she was so embarrassing. The waiter and the manager did that because she embarrassed us at the restaurant. Not only that, she kept trying to solicit me for sex, and I'm going to be blunt. She kept trying to solicit me for sex while wasted. And she wasn't my type within the first 20 minutes of the date after I got to hear her talk and converse and all this other stuff. But I was saying, you know what? We've talked for so long. Let me see where it goes and let me give things a chance. To the point where she was so drunk, she goes, when are you going to take me home? And I said, oh, if you're not having a good time, you know, I can call a cab and I can send you home now. She goes, And you know the story. No. When are you gonna take me to your home? And I went, oh, no. I said, you know what? I don't think we're gonna do that tonight, but I still want to enjoy the rest of this evening. Let's have dinner. Da-da-da. She goes, oh, come on, Damien. You know you want to fuck me.
And that's whenever you realize it was the worst date.
Oh no, the getting wasted before the food came, that was pretty fucking bad. Like that was, but that was the cherry on top of the fucked up Sunday. And I put the girl in a cab because I wasn't, and this is before Lyft, guys. And I was living in New York City. This is before Lyft. So I put the woman in a cab. I told the cab driver, take her here, whatever. I knew she was gonna get home okay because back then, men drivers weren't creeps. Okay. We just wanted to get people from point A to point B. 2 days later, I get a text message. I had such a great time. I can't wait to see you again. Again, I had a blast with you. You were so good to talk to. So my response, and Hokage knows this, were you and I on the same date? Because you were embarrassing. Can't make this stuff up, kids. Can't make this stuff.
Yeah. But I can't say I have much experience with dating because I'm very young and I've only dated like a few people in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I have yet to have the worst date I've ever been on. I hope to God that day does not find me, or if it does, it finds me way later in my life.
How old are you now?
24, turning 25 this year.
Okay, yeah. I was 27 when that happened. So yeah, you got a couple years from there. But bro, it was, and you know this. It just and tonight is that equation where I'm like, did we not go on the same date tonight? Because wow, history repeats itself. We now return you to your regularly scheduled cartoon rewatch.
Maybe we shouldn't do this out in the middle of the...
Oh, by the way, yeah.
Wait a second. I just thought of something. Maybe we shouldn't do this out in the middle of the...
I'm glad they wrote that in there because canonically in Dragon Ball, they just summoned the dragon on a random Wednesday. Motherfuckers like, oh, it's dark. Wait, it's supposed to be sunny today. Why is it dark? It's supposed to be sunlight. Why is there a dragon?
Again, another thing that would be very, I wouldn't say it would be super traumatizing, but very concerning if you were to live in the Dragon Ball universe. So you're living
I'm
your
looking
life.
to my right as if I'm looking at the dragon. Why is there a dragon in the sky? Why isn't this on the news?
You're just living your normal day-to-day life, going to get groceries or going to the gym. All of a sudden, sunny, super sunny day, not a cloud in sight, pitch black, dark skies, and then all of a sudden you see a
lightning.
You see a fucking huge dragon for like maybe a few minutes, and then it's back to normal. You would be fucking traumatized for a little bit and be like, "What the? Where am I living?"
The only out I can give them is if you go all the way back to Dragon Ball. This is a normal occurrence.
Yes.
OG Dragon Ball. Maybe after the first or second time you see the dragon, you're like, the fuck? Now, all these people who saw it as adults are old people, and all these people who saw it as kids are Goku's age right now. So they should be used to it, who have been around that long, who were there this entire time.
Yeah.
But all you young in the Dragon Ball universe who haven't seen the dragon too often, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
But it's also one of those other things where because it happens so often, everybody gets desensitized to it. To the point to where I don't know if it would be the government, but a higher power is entrusting Capsule Corp to make sure nobody else gets the Dragon Balls because they know about the Dragon Balls in this universe.
Why does this sound like real life? We're trusting a man and a corporation to go find out stuff and protect us from things.
I mean, animation, comic books, and illustrations of any kind, it's just a different rewriting of reality.
Correct.
So.
Correct. Holy shit. And it's not even Shenron. It's fucking the Scott Steiner, the Big Papa Pump of fucking dragons. Look at this shit. He got a fucking fin. Fucking jacked. He's a salamander. That's not even a fucking dragon. That's a salamander.
It's a fucking dragon with a six-pack. God damn.
See? Look, they're all looking around like, oh, look. Sheila.
Attention, everybody.
Godzilla.
Godzilla, Godzilla.
Ooh, Godzilla.
Wait. They had an animated character that looked almost like Trunks.
or Jine, Goku's mother, right here. Who's the Trunks guy? Oh
Right
yeah,
there.
Trunks guy. Boom.
Oh my god. Okay. So, real quick, to kind of discuss why we're freaking out about this. Sometimes animators, whenever they're trying to like write out certain scenes, to save time and budget, they will reuse sprites and characters and just recolor them. This is one of those instances.
One of those instances, yes.
Most of the time, outside of scenes like this, they will make sure that every single character, like at a huge screen, like for instance, whenever back in season 1, when Krillin is holding the spirit bomb and it shows the Earth and it shows like a bunch of people being like
all the
old people sending them their energy. Everybody's different in that one shot where it's just people of different colors, races, even species. Like that's one of those scenes where it's just like the animators took their time to make sure that this looked good. However, this is one of those times where we already like animated the shit out of the fight. This is just basically like wrapping everything up, so nobody's gonna really care that much about paying attention to other characters reacting to the dragon. So
right. Yeah, but that's not the first time you and I have talked about this, because there's been other times where we're like, hey, isn't that so-and-so from the Ginyu Force just copy and pasted?
Yeah.
But if you go all the way back to the original Transformers, I found this out. If you go back to the original Transformers, there are so many animation errors that have Autobots on the Decepticon side or characters that have died that miraculously are in the background of the animation frame, partaking in the battle. And you're thinking, or when I showed you Yu Yu Hakusho, right? And there's random Street Fighter characters in the background of Yu Yu Hakusho. It's like, that's Zangief. Why is Ryu there? That's Akuma. What the fuck? So, yeah. So, yeah. Trunks, Bulma. And the reason why this joke is Gojira, because back in the Godzilla days, in the 60s, the over-the-top Japanese businessman reaction is to point, scream, and yell, Godzilla, and you run. But in this instance, they're saying, bro, it's Godzilla, calm the fuck down. It's not that serious, which probably in this universe means it's just the dragon.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here. Keep it moving. We don't know what they're wishing for, but keep it moving.
And to kind of go back to the Godzilla thing real quick, they even poked fun at that joke in a movie. I don't remember what movie it was.
I think it was Free Guy.
No, it wasn't Free Guy. It was an older movie, one that I haven't seen. But there was a statue that looked a lot like Godzilla, but legally distinct.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had the same roar to make that connection, and because it's a sound, so it's not copywritten. But
smart.
It's a giant like statue of him making the roar, just moving towards a crowd, and you have a person, an Asian person, doing that. It's Godzilla, and then you have another person behind him coming. It may look like Godzilla, but legally it is not Godzilla. It is legally distinct. As a joke.
I thought that was Free Guy, but I know what scene you're talking about. It's
Yes.
it's the dude from Heroes and another character who was in, like, I believe Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, and they're spoofing the Godzilla, and they're just like, like you said, for copyright reasons, we're not allowed to say Godzilla.
Yes.
But you get the point. Now I want to find out what show that was, because I could have sworn it was Free Guy. Gajira.
You have summoned the great
Abs.
Maranga.
Why does your dragon have abs?
Why is your dragon on
Prohibition
steroids?
Okay, listen, I'm sure you get this a lot, but can we just get like 6 wishes? Because we're just gonna bring you back in 4 months and do this crap a lot. But can we just get like 6 wishes? Because we're just gonna bring you back in 4 months and do this crap again. Plus, we're just bringing some schmucks back to life.
Well, it is unconventional, but considering the ease of these wishes, I will accommodate.
And
6 wishes. All you had to do was ask the dragon nicely, like, look, bro, in about 4 months, we're going to bring you back for the same shit. You might as well just get it over with.
Planet.
Well, that's just a dick move. Considering the ease of these wishes, I will accommodate.
And planet.
Well, that's just a dick move.
And a planet.
All right, let's get the hard one out of the way.
Dragon, build the Namekians a new Namek.
Done.
Dunzo.
Sweet. All right, you guys do whatever you want. First, Tien and Chaozu.
Oh, hey, we're back. Kinda want that sunshine.
Because if he dies the 3rd time, he gets it. And technically, well, no, he doesn't die during the Boo Saga. Him and Tien avoid the extermination beam. Him, Tien, and Mr. Satan. Huh.
I never thought of that. Okay, so a little bit of a, not spoiler, but outing myself here. I never watched all of the Boo Saga. I've watched a majority of it because a lot of it is just filler, and it's just, the writing is not the best.
I get it.
But scenes like that where you're like, you realize like certain characters stay alive. Tien and Chaozu are not the ones that I would think that they stayed alive. So
the reason why I get why they stayed alive was because everybody else that was on the lookout is superhuman is already dead. They were turned to cookies and cakes and eggs and ice cream and all. So the only 2 enhanced humans still on Earth are Tien and Chaozu. So they might be fast enough to dodge the extermination beam. And then Mr. Satan is because Boo willingly missed Satan.
yeah.
So it makes sense. So the way I look at it too is if we had, let's say, Yamcha, Krillin, Gohan on Earth when that happened, I think they would have avoided the beam as well.
Oh, yeah.
Using their super speed. But since everybody was on the lookout, aside from Tien and Chaozu, they all died already because they got turned into desserts. Prime example, where's Android 17? He's fast enough to dodge the beams. We don't see him.
Yeah, and we later
see him.
Yeah, and we
getting
later see him
energy for the
because
spirit
give me
ball.
energy.
See, this is our problem. We look too deep into these things. Too deep. Too deep.
Chaozu.
I'll wait.
Next, Yamcha.
Water in my cat! I'm gonna get gangrene!
And I guess you want to wish back your dad now, huh?
Actually, we want to save him for last.
Stay, watch this shoot back.
Yeah, like I said, you want to wish your dad back, right?
Dende, we gotta wish Krillin back.
Have to wish Krillin back.
Fine. We wish back.
Wish back.
Krillin.
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 Good, you're alive. Just give him a minute. And now, last but not least, bring back my dad!
Look how happy everybody looks that they think Goku's coming back.
Like, bring him back. Hell
So
yeah.
ecstatic.
Bring back his.
Just give him a minute. And now,
Look, happy,
but not least,
happy,
bring back
happy.
my dad!
Bring back his dad.
I cannot
Nope.
do this.
What?
What?
The one called Goku is still alive.
What? He is?
That's great. Then just wish him here.
Dragon!
Bulma wearing another shirt with her name on it.
What? He is?
That's great. Then just wish him here.
So if this is the same shirt she was wearing earlier, what happened to her pants?
I don't think she was ever wearing pants.
So she's been wearing a long ass fucking muumuu this entire time, a short muumuu. No wonder they're making us happy. They've been seeing ass for the first time. Look how happy he is. Look, so ecstatic. I've seen Poon for the first time. I've seen human boobies. Look at that. I'm confused. I'm supposed to be asexual. I found the hentai.
Here.
Dragon! Will my father hear?
What you doing watching that anime porn?
Sorry. Can't do that either.
Okay, what?
The one called Goku wishes not to return.
Okay, real quick.
He said your father.
I want to
wishes
discuss this
not to
bit
return.
right here. So
Go ahead, because I was going to talk about it too. Go ahead.
yeah, okay. So in this universe, for DBZA, in this universe, it kind of makes sense because they asked Purunga to make 6 wishes, which included wishing, like creating an entire fucking planet.
Correct.
So he's admittedly tired. It kind of makes sense. But in canon, whenever they find out that he's alive and they ask him to bring him back,
He just doesn't want to come back.
Goku has the fucking willpower to say no to the magical dragon? How?
That was going to be my question when I stopped it. I was going to say, how? How?
Like, because we've seen in okay, so spoilers for later the good Broly movie. We later see that Broly gets wished back to his home planet by the Dragon Balls, by Shenron, a supposedly weaker dragon than Purunga.
Correct.
He can't say no and go to a different planet, but Goku can. He can say, "Oh, you're trying to wish me back? Nah, I
No,
don't wanna
thank
go."
you.
How?
I have two words for you. Plot armor. Two more words for you in this situation. At this stage of Dragon Ball, Super Saiyan.
No. No. No.
And Goku says
no.
it, but this is on par for Goku. He don't show up when it's peaceful. He shows up when shit hits the fan.
You have a point, but still. I'm pretty sure it was just Toriyama just like, I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna just write him out for a little bit. Just to make him stronger
That's
off
exactly
screen.
it. That's exactly it.
But the fact that he just made Goku strong enough to say no to the fucking magical wish-granting dragon is one is somewhat comical, but two is like, what the fuck is going on? You're breaking your own rules of your own show.
And if we're gonna put it to real life, I'm picturing Goku start to feel weird, like I'm being told. No, no, I'm not going back. You tell my family, you tell my wife, I ain't going back. Do it. Like in real life, is that what he's doing? He's telling Shenron, he's telling Purunga, no, don't want to go back.
I imagine this version of Goku's like, I'm being teleported. Here And he's just like crouching down and just like willing himself just like super hard. Like, and all the Dragons are like,
he's Kaiokenning. Yeah, exactly. He's Kaiokenning to stay there. No, I don't want to. Because think about it. And Chi-Chi brings this up. He would rather be dead than live with his wife and children.
yeah. But I find it funny that the Yardrats, the Yardratians on the planet where he's on right now.
Oh, Yardrat? Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever he's just like crouching down, willing himself, like, no! Everybody's like, the fuck is he doing?
Is he taking a shit?
Is he marking his territory? What the fuck is he doing? I don't want to go.
Oh, yeah, because at this rate, it's been a few months, so he's already at Yardrat.
Yeah.
He's already on
there.
Yardrat. Yeah.
But that's my mental image for what he's doing right now.
Yours makes more plausible sense than mine, him going to the dragon. Like, no, I ain't going. You can't make me. Plot armor, main character energy. I'm not going anywhere.
No, Mom, I want to stay in the store. 5 more minutes, please.
Well, since you asked so nicely, okay.
Sad. I want an explanation.
Well, I'm sorry. Wishing all your other friends back to life and building a planet has left me a little worn out.
Okay, so that's exactly what you said. In this version, they tell you the dragon's too weak to bring Goku back because Goku said no. So he can't force him to because he's too weak to do so.
Yes, and that's how he's able to get away with it here.
Right.
I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole again, but it makes sense here.
He doesn't want to come back. End of story. Now, if you have another wish for me,
Correct. And I don't know why this Namekian's dirty and sweaty. She still doesn't open her eyes. Dende's sweaty. Do Namekians sweat? Mori's sweaty?
If Namekians can cry, then Namekians can sweat.
Okay, sure. Again, I'm surprised Dr. Briefs is okay with all these people of color around him.
I can try that.
And then Chi-Chi looks like she's wearing a fucking apron.
Come back.
And why is that Bulma holding Gohan?
Was it?
Hold on.
Pardon?
He said your father wishes not to return.
I heard what he said. I want an explanation.
Well, I'm sorry. Wishing all your other friends back to life and building a planet has left me a little worn out. He doesn't want to come.
That's not Chi-Chi.
No, it is. It is because she's wearing pink. Bulma's wearing blue. It's just a weird part of her dress.
Said, I want an explanation.
Left me up. Now, if you have another wish for me.
That's not pink. That's purple.
I can try that. Otherwise, bite me.
Gohan, I know it must.
I just love how Gohan still has this fucked up hairstyle all these months later.
It's okay. It's even worse because whenever he's on Namek, it's a bowl cut. This is like half a bowl cut and half a mullet.
He's got a bullet. Yes, he's got a bullet. Yes. Bowl cut in the front, ball in the back.
You.
Must be hard. But maybe your dad is off somewhere else, doing something really important. I just want you to know.
That's uncomfortable. Consider we know how Dende feels about Gohan. This is uncomfortable for me.
that I'm here for you and that I love you.
What?
What did I say it too soon? Oh God, I said it too soon. Oh God, I f***ed it up. Dragon, take everyone from old Namek and put them on new Namek.
So real quick, I have been in that exact same situation.
Why does Bulma have her original Dragon Ball fucking uniform? The first DBZ episode, this is what she's wearing. She was not wearing this prior.
Nope. I don't get it. But yeah, that whole Gohan Dende situation. Yeah. So that entire situation between Gohan and Dende, I've been in that situation before. And I was Dende in that situation.
Wait, you told an alien you were in love with them?
No, I'm talking about just the general situation
I
of
know, I'm fucking with you.
trying to confess to somebody that you think understands you, but then you realize they don't care. They don't know you. I've been there. It's yeah, it's not good. But
Abort
I will,
mission.
yeah, abort mission. But I will say, I was like, what, junior high? So like 15, 14. Didn't know any better. Don't know what love was. So yeah, I was a dumb kid. I still am somewhat dumb, but I grew up. And I know to avoid those kinds of situations now and not to get too attached.
Right. But again, I just want to reiterate, she's wearing a different outfit than about 10 seconds ago.
Weird.
Let's see. Tien got no shirt as you. Why does he never have a shirt? Why does he never have a shirt?
Because his shoulders are too big for any normal shirt. He would just bust out of it.
And then again, Yamcha's wearing some fucking like bell bottoms with a fucking. What happened to his? Never mind. Shut up, Damon. Nope. Oolong dressed like Al Bundy. Okay, so I already know they've taken this. This has been cut from because Krillin's got a new outfit on and everything. Okay, so canonically, these two scenes don't flow into each other. This is after they waited a few months to bring Goku back after the Namekians got wished to Namek. This is a different wish. This is a different scene from a different wish. That is the reason why Bulma has this outfit, why Krillin's not still screaming, ah, and so forth. But Gohan's got the same fucking outfit.
I mean, Chi-Chi apparently did their laundry, so.
What a fuck?
Wait, what?
What a fuck?
Wow, I forgot that.
This ship will take me where I need to go. Now I can train without anyone bothering me. What the hell is that? A phone?
Hey, it's me. Don't ask me how I got this number. I've got people.
What the hell is going on?
Okay, listen. I figured out that they used the Dragon Balls to wish back everyone who was killed by Frieza's men. Technically, you worked for Frieza when you killed me, so bam! Nappa's back, baby! Woo woo!
What about all the ones you killed?
Well, technically I worked for you, but that has changed. I'm in Hollywood now.
What?
See? I'm not the only one that said this. They reference it. I worked for you. You were Frieza's man. I was a Frieza's man. I worked for you.
Yeah.
It's referenced.
Loopholes.
I'm happy
Mr.
now.
Clean.
That's hilarious. Find me the guy who writes your material and give me his number, because I'm a producer.
The guy who writes the material is the same guy voicing Nappa.
Yep.
Of course you are. What do you even do?
Actually, I'm in charge of this new project. Wrote it myself. It's about this one guy who's killed tragically by his best friend, but then comes back as a ghost and haunts him. I call it Citizen Nappa. Merchandising rights alone are gonna make a mint. We just signed on this great new actor too. Name's Mark Satan. Need to work on.
I love that this
That's
exists.
supposed to be.
Hey, sorry, Thor is being very sassy right now, but that picture is a real person. That is not photoshopped. That is not edited.
Yep.
That is just a random person, just that looks almost exactly like Mr. Satan.
And remember, this is long before AI. 12 years ago. That's a real person. That's a real person. You are right. Oh.
It's just funny that it exists.
Hercule. What do you think? What do I care? You're not on my board.
But
Listen, I'll see you around. And when you're back on Earth, give me a call. We'll do lunch. Ciao.
Damn it, Nappa.
And that, my friends, is season 2 of Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Really fucking good.
But again, by season 3, which we'll get into, it really picks up. Everybody just hits the ground on all cylinders. Everything is go, go, go. The scripts are good. And during this time, this is where they took the most time in between episodes. So because they could afford, well, I think they could afford to do it, but it was more strenuous for them to do so. So they painstakingly looked over every script. They were able to do this full time by season 3. So they were able to dedicate more time in between videos, like getting a Kickstarter, for instance, to do it. So
not only that, of course, they had a Kickstarter, they had a Patreon, but they also started up another channel, a gaming channel called TFS Gaming, where
TFS Gaming,
they would originally way back whenever they first started. It was just Takahata and Lanny doing an old series that I'm glad they stopped doing called Two Saiyans Play, where it was just Nappa and Vegeta playing video games. I know, Thor.
Exactly,
I didn't
Thor.
like it
Exactly.
too. For a while, it was a niche novelty, and they kind of still exist with Renegades or Renegade for Life, where it's just Lanny playing video games as Vegeta, and it's fun. But they later realized it loses its luster after a certain amount of times that you make so many videos. So they just started doing regular video game videos with just either main creators, script writers, or sometimes just animators that they have on set with them. And it's fun. And if it wasn't for that channel and their Patreon, we wouldn't have a TFS. We wouldn't have a DBZA.
Nope. Because they were able to do it full time, like we talked about. So good on them for being able to do this in a realm where we didn't have, because when this came out, Patreon didn't really exist fully. It was still like a burgeoning thing. So they still didn't have Twitch. They had something else that they were making money off of beside YouTube. I think there was a Kickstarter, but good on them. But by season 3, this is how you know they had full time to do this work, because you could tell by the quality of the scripts, the amount of time between episodes, the voice acting talent that they were able to bring on because they could pay for it now. You know, when you're voicing 30 characters because you don't have the money to hire voice actors, it gets grating after a while. But you could actually hire people, especially for Android 17 and well, no, Android 17 is the same, is gone, right? He's the same guy that voices Tien.
Yes.
And they hire someone, they outsource someone to play 18.
Yeah, they did. And they brought I forget what his name is, but Weekly Tube Show, the guy who's now playing Kami, he plays Android 16.
Yes. Yes. So in other words, kids, once you finally start making money in this realm, in this industry, you could take more chances. And you'll see it in season 3, where they really hit that stride. And those episodes are actually longer. So don't be surprised if we personally, myself and Hokage, don't get through season 3 for 6 months, because some of these episodes are 60 minutes long.
Not to mention that the finale, it's also a 3-parter, and each episode is about an hour long.
Correct. It's like a full-length feature film. Correct. So that's another thing we're turning into, because at this juncture, YouTube lifts the restrictions of 10-minute, intervals. So now we get 20-minute episodes, 30-minute episodes, 50-minute episodes throughout season 3. But yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But we're gonna call it a wrap here on season 2. for Team 4-Star Dragon Ball Z Abridged. For those who are interested, again, you can find me on social media at Damien G Show across the board. If you have a request, you can send it over to my email, damiengshow@gmail.com. If you want to make a request that way, a cartoon you might want us to cover, we take paid requests only. So you can make that payment also on my Venmo or Cash App at Damien G Show. And Hokage, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Hokage.22. And like you said at the beginning of the stream, this is essentially kind of like your goodbye tour to the Retro Cartoon Rewatch. And you've said this on stream. Eventually, you said that you would let me have the show and I can have fun with this. So not only can you find me on Instagram, you can also follow me on Twitch under the same name, just Hokage22.
And for those who don't know what that reference is and you're watching it on the replay, at the end of Team 4-Star, if we don't do any other anime or funky animes that we've talked about, I will be giving the reins of the Retro Cartoon Rewatch over to Hokage22, which is why you've been seeing him more and more on the stream, because I am going to pass the torch over to him as I focus more on my secondary career as a film and TV critic. I want to spend more time doing that kind of content. So these 2.5 hour long streams, 2 hour streams doing this kind of stuff, I'll say it this way, I can use that time to be, as my goal is to get Rotten Tomatoes certified, I'll be doing that more often, probably 5 days a week, where I can bequeath this at the end of it all to Hokage22. So enjoy me while you can. I'll make periodic stop throughs and run throughs. I might pull a Wade and come in and drop stupid jokes, do some production work while the stream is going on. But I will no longer, after this is all over, I will no longer be hosting the show. I will be bequeathing it to Hokage. Again, find me on social media, Damon G Show, him at Hokage_22.
Not underscore, .22.
.22. And again, if you want to reach us out, let us know on those respective channels. And remember, kids, just because you have an IP doesn't mean it's meant to be something more than what it is. Except in this case, where TFS, for us, DBZA, is sometimes better than the canon. And that's not hyperbole. That's a fact. We'll catch you next time on the rewatch. Peace and have a good night.